Found it. Jeez. Had a hump for that thing. It's kind of cool. All right, so fill out these questions. Let's try being done with it in about 2 minutes. What's the single greatest challenge of being confident? Number one, what have you tried to do to improve your confidence? Number three, what's one thing you want to learn about with confidence? I know it may be kind of redundant, question number three, but I want to hear from you guys. Okay. Give you guys about 1 more minute. Okay, I'm waiting on one person. All right. 10. You got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. And then the poll. So we'll talk about that in a second, but first things first, I'm going to give you guys something to write on your paper. And I think this is going to be pretty darn fun. Okay, once again, Zoom has changed some stuff, guys. This all looks brand new to me. Oh my. Hello, George. I see your cursor. Get that off
there. Oh, dang. Oh.
All right, here we go. So we're going to write down, I want you guys to write this down. P squared times SB plus or minus E. I don't have the ability to be able to, I don't have the ability to, do the plus or minus sign. So bear with me on that. I want you to write this down. P squared times SB plus or minus E equals C. This, my friends, I want to show and share with you guys. Oh, no way. Chloe, I see your cursor too. That's so cool. I don't know how you guys can do that. That's sick. I'm telling you, y'all, like Zoom has changed some stuff. This is gonna take some getting used to on my end. I don't even know what I'm doing. Not on using Zoom anymore, George. I feel like I just went back to the Stone Age. Like, what the heck? All right, here we go. So we got this is the confidence formula. And give me a thumbs up or something if I'm assuming everybody can see this on your end. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so P squared times SB plus or minus E equals C. C stands for confidence. What I want you to do, I will literally count down from 60 seconds. I want you to solve what is P squared, what is SB, and what is E. I will put these out. This is an acronym. And I want you guys to see just how complicated confidence is. But then I'm going to show you just how simple confidence can be. I'll give you 60 seconds, actually about 40 seconds. Do the best that you can. Solve these things. What do these things stand for? 10 seconds. Ooh, yes. Okay. And time. So I've got responses from that quiz that we just took, guys. And everything, there's 12 total answers. 4 people responded to 3 questions. 4 times 3 is 12. There is 10 out of the 12 answers that I see off the cuff. 10 out of the 12 answers are exactly what we're going to talk about here, which is really amazing. I can't actually believe that. That's pretty dang cool. P squared. Here we go. So this is what this stands for. By the way, has anybody ever seen this before? If you downloaded our confidence guide online through our website, hmperform.com, if you guys downloaded that and saw that, downloaded it, which by the way is free. If you saw that and downloaded it, you would already know these answers. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's a free ebook. I built it last year. But anyway, here we go. Here's what we're going to do. P squared stands for this, guys. Remember, confidence is really complicated. There's a lot of factors. There's a lot of variables, a lot of things go into it. But we're going to break it down. And then I'm going to show you just how simple it can be. P, the first P stands for past performance. Let me make this a little smaller. Past performance. Our past performances affect or have the ability to affect our confidence tremendously. All right, who wants to take a shot at the next P? Dun, dun, dun. I saved you guys on the first one. I've actually made people play hangman with this before, and most of the time we end up having not good results for the poor hangman, but we'll save that one because we don't want to record that one today. All right, what's the next P? Anybody want to take a guess? Unmute yourself, take a shot. I see cursors everywhere, meaning everybody's looking.
Searching for the answer.
I know. You ain't gonna find it on this. I know it's a collaboration thing. I just saw it. I don't know how to change it yet, but oh, this is a cool feature. All right, anybody, take a guess. I need somebody. Need a brave soul. I will literally wait you out for the next 40 minutes if it takes that. I have no idea what you just wrote, Sophia. Unmute yourself, my friend. Girl, I'm telling you, unmute yourself. You like, I don't know what you're writing. Jane, take a guess.
Is it perseverance?
Ooh, I like that. But no, it's not. Good guess. Really good guess. Anybody else? Really good guess. Chloe, take a guess.
Is it practice?
Practice. Ooh, yeah. Well, okay, yeah, but no. But okay, we're really close. Yes. How about this one? Preparation. You can call it practice. Sure, I'll give it to you. So if we're drawing our hangman, he's got a leg, I think, right now. We're doing good. We're doing good. S. What does S stand for? Henry and Evelyn, go. Henry and Evelyn, take a guess. One of you. Dun, dun, dun.
Is S is it situation, like what, where in the point you're at, what situation you're in?
No, but it certainly could be in one of the other ones. That's pretty good. That's a really good one.
I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself.
You're good.
Um,
Now you got it. Yes.
Yeah. Does S stand for strength, maybe?
Hmm. Have you ever met really confident people that are really weak physically?
Yeah, but like mentally.
What about mentally? Have you met people that play really with high confidence yet they're mentally weak? I know I'm playing devil's advocate with you.
Hard to tell.
Okay, so that's a really good guess. Thank you guys for sharing. Those are really good guesses. I'll give this one to you. Our hangman just got an arm and another leg. All right, let's not hang the poor guy. Self-talk. The message that we say upstairs in our head matters a lot when it comes to confidence. A lot. There we go. Self-talk. All right, B. Anybody? Addie, take a shot. Somebody even wrote this on the short answer, which is really cool. I'm about to share the results with you guys, but I want you guys to go through this because you guys are going to see this in a second. B, somebody wrote this. Take a shot.
Is
Oh, go for it, Jane.
it believing in yourself? Like believe, like have confidence. Like I don't know.
Really good guess. Really good guess, but no. Take another. I think Sophia, you tried to take a shot. Go for it.
Oh, I guessed breathing.
Breathing, okay. Breathing can increase confidence, but that's not one of these answers.
Is it behavior?
Behavior's huge, but negative. 3 really great guesses. Genuine, like I'm being serious. Those are really great guesses. B stands for this one. Whoever wrote body language on the short answer, you guys are spot on. Because one of the answers that you guys gave was the question was what have you tried to improve your confidence? And somebody responded and said, I've tried to improve my body language. Perfect. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. All right, E, last one, E.
Is it energy?
Energy.
Effort.
Energy and effort, very synonymous, but no. Really great guesses. Really great guesses. Thanks, Henry. Really good one. All right, here we go. Let's not hang the guy. Environment. Your environment and the way that you view it determines your confidence tremendously. Just curious, anybody ever heard of home field advantage? Give me a thumbs up if you guys, if that's you. If you've heard of it, wow, that's cool. It's detecting my thumb up too. Man, George, Zoom just got super cool overnight.
It did. Dang.
So we got P squared times SB plus or minus E equals C. Now check this out. If these are the 5 strongest areas where research tells us where confidence comes from. And the problem with this, guys, the problem with it is this is a lot to remember in real time. Like how in the world would I ever expect you to use that in a match? How would I expect you to use that in practice or training? That's a lot of things to focus on. That's a lot of things to work on. Okay, so we're going to cover how to increase your confidence tonight, and I'm going to show you 3 really simple ways to do it. It's pretty easy, but I have to give you the foundation of where it comes from in the first place. So most of us on the call may not need to do a deep dive surgical dive on this and like, okay, I got to fix all of them at once. Most of us don't need to do that. Probably, I'd venture to guess all of us don't need to do that. But there may be 1 person, 2 people, and the next 6 months to a year from now, you're like, okay, I realized my body language is really bad. Matter of fact, mom and dad realize that, or my coach realizes it, and they brought that to my attention. Oh my gosh, that's what I look like on film. I don't know if that's just me. Like I've seen myself on film playing sports in high school, and it was like, oh wow, my body language is terrible. So if that's an area where you need to improve on, great. Now you can do a deeper dive on that, and now we can work very specifically on raising those levels. This confidence formula, Coach Dave Matthews and I, we developed this back when we were working at the Olympic facility in Ohio. And the reason why we developed it was we were looking at how do we hack the confidence game? How do we help people improve their confidence? Because let's be real, I could pull on and take a look at your formula that you wrote down again on your paper. And check this out. If you got really good self-talk and you have good body language, is it safe to guess or assume that you may have not had a great week of preparation, but on match day, if your self-talk is good and your body language is good, is it safe to say that perhaps those two that you're really focused on can lift everything else? Do you think it can lift your mood? Do you think it could lift your emotions? Do you think it could change your perspective? Probably. So here's what I'm going to share with you. After being a mental coach for 12 years, coming up on, 13 years, I can tell you this. What I'm about to teach you unequivocally works. Absolutely works. But I preface it with saying this. You must be willing to put in some practice. If you do not put in practice on this, I almost guarantee you it will not work for you. Okay, so here's one thing I want you to do. I want you to do this right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to go through all 5 of these, and I want you to write down, on a scale of 1 to 10, be super honest with yourself. 1 is a low score, 10 is a great score. Like, I'm crushing this right now, Trev, like dominating it. Scale 1 to 10, I want you to write down your score on how are you doing on all of these right now. Go. This shouldn't take more than a few seconds. So go through. How's your preparation? How's your past performances? How's your self-talk game? How's your body language game? How do you view your environment? Do you view it as like, yeah, baby, like, let's go? Or do you view environment or playing at a rival court, a distant court is like, man, this is tough. I want you to do a quick audit. It's really difficult, by the way. I was working with a tennis academy here this past week in Houston during spring break, and I was working with this academy, and I shared with these athletes something very similar, not the same, but very similar. And I shared with them, I said, how do you fix something if we don't know what to fix? Same goes for this. We got to know what we need to fix. All right, so I'm going to do some call outs real fast. All right, here's what the call outs are going to be. I'm just going to go around real quick. All I want you to do, unmute yourself and give me some answers. 1 through 10, wherever you're at, no big deal. So unmute yourself, be ready. This is going to be like popcorn, okay? All right, Addie, how are you viewing your self-talk right now? Go. Chloe, you're up next. Henry, Evelyn, you're up next.
5.
5, all right. Self-talk, Chloe.
A 6.
Body language, Sophia.
5.
Jane, preparation.
6 or 7.
Addie, past performance.
5.
Okay. Environment, Chloe.
Probably a 6.
Okay. Jane, environment.
5 or 6.
Henry and Evelyn, environment. Whoever wants to go first.
7.
7.
I said 7 too.
If anybody has higher than an 8, I want to hear. Go. Totally okay, by the way. If you're crushing something right now, like, let's go.
I have 7 and 8s.
Okay, 7 and 8s. No athletes have less than, like, greater than an 8? Henry does.
My preparation, I put it as a 9, like before matches.
All right. Why not a 10, by the way?
And I feel like it could be like a little bit better.
Okay. We can listen, we can always find ways to improve, but Hey, Henry, in the future, man, give yourself permission to ever give yourself a 10. If you feel like, man, I'm doing everything that I can and I'm crushing this right now, give yourself permission. A 10 is a totally okay number. 10, by the way, 10, whenever you see like a 1 through 10 or a 1 through 5 or something like that, saying that high number does not mean you're perfect. Doesn't, oh, sorry, I was about to do a thumbs up, but give me a, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means it's like, man, this is something I'm doing really well. All right, so here's what I hear though. I hear everybody has things to work on and things to improve. Now, again, because we're not going to do a deep surgical dive on this, I mean, we certainly can in future sessions, but that's really not necessary. So here's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you a whole different way to think about confidence that is so simple. I really want you guys to be able to take this and implement it. And I'm going to teach you guys how specifically to implement. So let me try this whiteboard again. Let's see if I can do this, guys. How about now? Are we good? You guys got this?
Yep, all good.
All right, here we go. Confidence and how to improve it, quite literally, is as simple as doing about 3 things. We're going to talk about it. And again, we can get surgical, we can get really deep, but confidence is very, very, very simple. I think my camera froze, didn't it, George?
Yes.
All right.
Can still hear you though.
Well, it'll come back. Confidence is really simple, guys. George, go ahead and take the mouse, and I want you to write act big.
Okay.
I want you to, on paper, guys, I want you to write act big. If you want to improve your confidence, there we go. Got you. Sorry, it came back.
Ah, destroying my artwork.
B stands for this. Breathe big. C, commit big. Confidence, guys, again, been training this a long time, a really long time. And the reason why is because it works. If we want to improve our confidence, no matter where you're at, it's as simple as doing ABC. I literally mean that. Think about this. When you're playing and you've got breakpoint opportunities and you're not feeling super confident, in that moment, what do you have to do? You got to do really only a couple things. I almost guarantee this. When you're playing at your best, I bet you're serving big. See ball, hit ball, see spot on court, hit spot on court. Easy target, big target. Racket speed, follow through, use your legs. You're talking these things to yourself naturally. Almost guaranteed. We could do a case-by-case study on this. But this is what Coach Dave and I boiled down. All the research, like I think we combed through about 15 or 17 different books. We did a deep dive on this. And we combed through over 30 studies. And this is what it boiled down to. These studies and the research is all pointing towards doing 3 things consistently at a high level. How do you perform more confident? How do you perform more consistent? I'm going to point to an athlete that does this every single match. You want to know how to improve your confidence immediately tonight? Do these 3 things really, really, really stinking well. So act big, breathe big, commit big. I'm going to stop my screen share because I want you guys to see this. And then I want, let's see if my camera comes back now.
Oh, yeah, you're good.
There we go. All right. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to back I've got a mobile desk, one of these like rising mobile desks. I'm going to back it away. I want you guys to be able to see this. I've mentioned this before. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I even mentioned it out there when I was out there. You guys may remember this when I was out there at Salt Lake City. If you guys were there for that opening call, this is a really great opportunity to practice this. I want you guys to stand up, stand away from your camera a little bit. I'll stand away from mine. And I want you to imagine you're holding your racket in your hand. And I want you to imagine yourself. And I want you to feel you just got broke. You just, perhaps you played really, really great 2 points in a row. And you lost from a let cord winner both times. Like you're frustrated. This stinks. In this moment, all I want you to do is I want you to feel small. Those of you that have your cameras off, I can't coach you right now because I can't see what I can't. I can't coach what I can't see. All right, so Henry, Evelyn, you guys are. Here we go. Yes, Jane. Thank you. Yes, let's go. All right, here we go. High five to you, Jane. Yes. All right. So right where you are, I want you to close your eyes, and I need you to physiologically feel this, physically with your body. Okay. I want you to literally hang your head, hang your shoulders, and I want you to feel small. I want you to feel defeated. I want you to feel down. And if you have to, exaggerate it just a little bit. Like I would never look like this on the baseball field, and again, my sport, but like I want you to exaggerate that feeling, close your eyes, and connect on this at a very deep level. Close your eyes, feel that feeling, feel the pressure on your neck. Take your attention, move it to your feet, your hips, your chest, your shoulders, your chin. Just make a mental note of what this internally feels like. Now, here's what I want you to do. Keep those eyes closed. And all I want you to do is I want you to raise up. And all I want you to do is I want you to change your posture now. And I want you to feel big. However you interpret that. Feel big, feel strong. And if you need to, pretend your racket's in your hand. Feel big. And if you notice, I'm gonna now talk to you from a speaking perspective. If I would ever talk to an audience like this, I'm gonna lose the attention of the room really fast. And the reason, nobody's gonna take me serious. If I'm looking down, if I'm looking frustrated, if I'm looking like this, nobody's ever gonna take me serious. But watch this. I'll change a few things, very small. I'm a whole different human being. Completely different human being. Small. Now I'm get real minor. Small. Big. Small. Big. And you may not think it's much, but what I'll tell you is this. Your body language is a tremendous predictor of behavior of what's coming next. Your body language is. You guys ever heard the phrase fake it till you make it? Okay. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like that. And the reason why is because oftentimes when we do things based on faking it, we feel like a fraud. I don't want you to feel like a fraud. I literally need you to, in this moment, if you want to have more confidence, you've got to muster that, and you've got to raise your physiology to meet what's about to happen on court. If you don't, you will feel like a fraud. I promise you. That's not what we're after. We're not after faking it till you make it. We're literally after intentionally on command, choosing to bring the fight to your opponent. Literally, you got to change your body language and posture. All right, so right where you are, I can only see 3 of you, so I can only coach 3 of you. So here's where I want you guys lower your body language slightly. Yep. All right, now fix it. Act big. Act small. More, Henry. Come on, big. Yeah. Like, dude, you ain't looking weak. Yeah, come on. Weaker. Yeah. Now get big. Yeah. Mentally make a note of this. I mentioned this back when I was in Salt Lake City. It's so important. We have to revisit this. You have to. Sometimes when we work with collegiate teams or even high school teams, like when we're working with them, I will literally start practice or our session saying, I need everybody to look confident. And everybody's like, well, how do you do that? My big. You have to be willing to get your physiology in a position to let's go. Could you imagine walking into a boxing ring like this? Could you imagine that? Come on, who are we kidding here? You would never do that. And if you did, I hope you fall on the canvas really fast. So that way it teaches you not to do that. How come we can't get away with that in a boxing match, but we can get away with it in tennis? Oh, it's what's Mike Tyson say? It's like everybody has a plan to get punched in the face. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
If you get punched in the face more in tennis, I bet you'd lean in more to the fight. All right, I'm having some fun, but the point is, you guys play a combative sport. The combativeness comes from the racket and ball. Okay. So I can draw many illustrations, examples. Now, right where you are, here's why you're standing, why you're up. And I hope everybody else is standing up too, because I promise you, you will feel this. Right where you are, I want you to take one hand right over your tummy. All right. Somebody mentioned breathing earlier. I'm going to mention this. What I want you to do, I want you to breathe. Close your eyes real quick. And I want you to feel this. I want you to breathe deep through your nose to the point where your tummy, you can feel it in your hand over your tummy. I need you to feel this. Breathe in through your nose where that tummy moves a little bit. Hold it and then release out through your mouth. In through your nose, 2, 3, hold, 2, 3, and release out through your mouth. Release it. If you want to increase your confidence on command, breathe in through your nose, where that tummy does the work, hold it, and then release out through your mouth. 1 or 2 deep breaths can recenter you to the present moment. Henry and Evelyn mentioned in the chat before we began, says, how do you not let pressure get to you? One of the best, straightforward, direct answers I can ever give you. Allow your breathing to focus you on one point at a time. And the cool part is your breath is a very intentional thing. Jane asked in the chat early, says, how do you not let pressure get to you? One of the best ways, Jane, right here, girl. I'm dead serious. C, commit big. I want you to visualize this, okay? Whether it's ground strokes, whether it's serves, whether it's volleys, whether it's doubles, doesn't matter what it is. What I want you to do is I want you to visualize this, okay? How do you commit big? Yeah, go ahead and you can take a seat if you need to. Feel free to take notes or write anything that you need. How do you commit big? How do you commit big? This is actually very simple and very straightforward. Do not get what's a good way to say? Overwhelmed by thinking this one. Think about this. When you're playing at your absolute best tennis, I almost guarantee that when you commit to shots, the ball does what you want it to do. And you're like, but Trevor, but I'm not feeling confident. I'm not feeling my forehand. I'm not feeling my strokes. How do you expect me to commit big? Fair point. Simple answer. Pick your target, pick your shot, high margin, and swing. But Trevor, the ball's flying. Yeah, I don't care. Swing. If you commit, hypothetical, if you commit to 10 shots in a row, do you think that after about 4 or 5, you're going to find it? Probably. Especially if you're playing with high margins and you're making micro itty bitty adjustments. Yeah, you're going to find it. Here's what happens in matches, by the way. Again, been doing this 13 years. Here's what happens typically in matches with athletes. Athletes will start to hit the panic button after 2 or 3 mistakes. And then they start self-talking themselves out of committing big. Instead, they will start committing really, really, really small. And what happens is they become self-conscious. They become really critical. And then they convince themselves of my forehand is lost. My backhand's bad. So what do they resort to? Slice, block, lob. And you're like, what happened? You're like, I couldn't find my forehand. It's like, bro, you made 2 errors in a row, and they were good errors. By the way, anybody ever been told that before? Like, hey, that's a good shot. You made an error, but that's a good shot. Maybe it's just me. It is possible, quite possible, to make good errors. Okay, so here's what I'm going to encourage you. If you expect to increase your confidence, you've got to be prepared to swing confident. Commit big. By the way, commit big does not mean this, guys. It does not mean stand 10 feet behind the baseline and cracking winners. I mean, listen, if that's your game style, high five. Like, God bless me. I want to see that because that's sick. But if that's not your game style, that's okay. That's not committing big. Committing big is standing and staying true to your game plan, see the target, be ready, and swing. See ball, hit ball. Give yourself margin if you need, margin over the net, margin distance to your target until you can narrow it down. Great. But commit big consistently. You have to. If you want to increase your confidence immediately in real time, you've got to commit big. How do you expect me to remember this, Trevor? Good question. So glad you asked that. On the top of your racket, if you already don't have anything there, what I want you to do is I want you to write ABC on your grip at the top of your racket. After every point, I want you to look down, and I want you to remind yourself of one of these elements. In this moment, and this is how it would work. Okay, I just served George because I've got a killer serve, and George, he can't get to my lefty serve. Okay, that would never happen. But anyway, in my head, it just happened, right? So I serve, crush it, feel good, ace, let's go. I turn around and I'm picking up the ball that's at the back fence. I'm waiting for George to get the other ball back. And in this meantime, I'm looking down at my racket and spinning it, and I stop it on C, and I remind myself of commit big this first serve. Let's go. I'm going to serve wide, kick it wide, send him in the alley because I'm lefty. I'm on the ad side. Let's go. I just told myself commit big. Here we go. So what am I walking up to with the game plan? I'm walking up with the expectation of this ball is going exactly where I want. I've got full commitment. Guys, I hate to break it to you. When you play at your best, I almost guarantee you do these things accidentally. I almost guarantee it. What I'm telling you is when your confidence isn't high, do this anyway. This is one of the quickest and the easiest ways to hack the zone. Everybody talks about being in the zone. How do you get more in the zone? How do you get more in a flow state? Guys, this is one of the easiest and quickest, most direct ways. ABC. ABC. All right, got one more poll. Here we go. Where's my polls? Sending it out. Go for it. This one's a little easier. It's just multiple choice now. 3 questions. One more. So I'm going to coach you guys very specific on these now. We talked kind of generalities with ABC. Now I'm going to talk very, 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 very specific. All right, I'll give you guys about 10 seconds. I think I'm waiting on one more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We're going to take a look at the results. Okay. If you need to improve, because we had 2 people mention past performance. If you need to improve on that one, here's how I'm going to coach you very specific. I'm going to go fast. So if I talk about yours, I want you to write 1 or 2 notes on this really quickly. If you need to increase your past performance, which one of ABC can you focus on to help you refocus on past performances and think differently about them? Is it acting big? Is it breathing big? Is it committing big? Is it 2 of them? Is it 1 of them? Here's my best coaching advice without knowing more. I want your commitment to not change just because the outcome in past performances may not be great. I want you to be committed and resolute towards when I step on court, I'm fearless. I got this. And believing in yourself that I can improve. And that does not What happened a week ago doesn't define who I am today. Self-talk. If you're one of the people on self-talk, which one spoke the loudest to you, and that's the area that you need on, what I'm going to tell you is I want your self-talk this week to be highly motivational. Okay? Motivational self-talk sounds like this. It's more, I think the more hip term now is like hype. I want you to hype yourself up, not in a fake way, in a real way. And I want you to start talking to yourself differently. If you're in the self-talk camp, I want it to sound like this. Hey, it's all right. I missed it. Hey, here we go. Let's go. I got this. Come on. Come on. All right. Hey, next shot. Next ball. Let's go. Hey, next one. I'm going high lofting or high cross court to their backhand. Then I'm going to come in. Or it's going to be like, okay, I'm going to kick it out wide and I'm going to look to take it cross the court. They're not going to catch this. Let's go. I got this. I want your self-talk to be motivating. Is that acting big? Is that breathing big? Is that committing big? It's all three. Because acting big is about attitude and action. Breathing big is a choice. You gotta choose to breathe big. Commit big, also a choice. But even before you commit big, you got to talk to yourself and tell yourself, yeah, this is the game plan. Let's go. If it's body language, what I want you to do this week, I want you to practice having very intentional body language, keeping that up. And here's the one really good one on this one. Tell a coach that you're working on your body language, and then at the end of the week, ask your coach to just ask him again. Say, hey, have you noticed, is my body language improved or not? Or is there more room for my body language to improve? Body language is highly about acting big, as I had you guys feel. Is this magical? Nah, this ain't magical. Is this important? Yeah, it's important. Why is it important? Well, again, if I'm going to hack the zone, and I use that term, but if I'm going to hack the zone and figure out how to be my absolute best self, what I have to do is I've got to get real with, how do I play when I'm at my best? I virtually guarantee you, if you took it serious and you looked at an audit of like a recent last time that you were playing amazing, look really close at your A. How are you acting? Boy, I bet you were fast at getting them balls and you had a confidence and a kind of a swag about you on court. I bet your breathing, by the way, when you're at your best, I bet your breathing's relaxed, slow, calm, confident, controlled. It's not erratic. Your heart's not beating out of your chest. And yeah, you may feel some pressure, but it's controlled. Yeah, your heart might be beating, but it's calm. And I almost guarantee when you were playing at your absolute best, you see ball, hit ball. It may look like a flipping pumpkin or a mango to you. I don't know. Mango's kind of small. Pumpkin's good. Beach ball. It may look like a beach ball. Beach balls are slow. Kid you not, one of the best times in my life playing baseball. I was hitting off a guy. He actually got drafted by the Florida Marlins. You actually would know the name. Well, if you're a baseball fan, got drafted in the 3rd round by the Florida Marlins back when they were Florida before Miami. This guy threw heat, 96 miles an hour. But I was so locked in on his speed and I was so locked in prepared. I kid you not, I went 3 for 3 off this guy, hit a home run off of him. And I'm not a big guy. I'm not a home run hitter. Went 3 for 3 off him. And when he threw heat to me, I felt like everything slowed down. It felt like everything slowed down. The game slowed down. And that ball, which is like itty bitty and moving super fast, it felt like it was this big. I was in the zone. No matter what I did that game, everything came flawless. Everything came easy. In that moment, I could go back to that moment right now. And I'm 36 years old, but back when I was 20 years old, 16 years ago, in that moment, I could go right back to it right now in Pensacola, Florida, where I was playing. And I could go right there in the batter's box right now. And I guarantee this, my body language is acting big. I was breathing calm. And I had a game plan and I know I'm going to commit to it. I can't speak to tennis because I've never played it, especially at a high level like you guys. I know George can, but here's what I'm going to tell you. When you compete at your absolute best, you do these three things at a very high level, accidentally. Now I'm telling you, if you want to improve your confidence intentionally, do these things intentional, even when you don't feel like it. Cool. With that, any questions for today? Anything I can help with today?
For these things, are we supposed to just do these things when we're like not playing our best, or should we just like do them every time we play?
If you want to get really good at it, Henry, great question. If you really want to get good at it, every single time you touch a racket.
Okay.
By the way, the people closest to you and the people that love you the most, probably mom and dad, I'm assuming mom and dad, don't tell them you're working on the A part and just see if they notice after a week. If they can't notice, ask them. Say, hey, do you notice anything different about my game? See what they say. I would say probably Henry 7 times out of 10, parents are typically pretty quick to pick up on these things. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions? Nope. All right. Give me a in the chat, since I can make a note of this after the session. How many of you want access to the workbook that we have coming out here in the next couple days? It's about 150, 160 pages. You guys have access to it. You can print it off, put it in a 3-ring binder, and you can use it to also begin coaching yourself as well. We're going to turn around and sell this on Amazon in a couple months, probably a month and a half, beginning of May. Put something in the chat, say, yes, I would like it, so that way I can make a note of it, so that way you guys get it. Because I'm only going to be giving it out to the people at the club that have been A, plugging into the calls, or B, they even want it. There's a lot of people I'm like texting, they're like, take me off your list. Cool. Jane Wood, yes. Chloe, cool. All right, just heads up. We will be selling this workbook for, I believe,